Hello, good afternoon. I thought I'd do something about coffee. A lot of people are asking me this. I don't know if you know this, but I'm quite into my coffee. And I actually roast my own beans at home. So I don't really know what I'm doing. I just like to play around. I think I'm making a decent bean, but I don't really care because I enjoy the process. And I've got this thing here, so I'm going to show you. So it is a Kaleido M1 Sniper roaster. It's basically a sample roaster, so it'll roast like 200 grams of coffee beans in one hit. These are my green beans. At the moment I'm roasting these Columbia one. I get these from the Green Coffee Collective. Really nice like chocolatey vibe on this. They say the flavours of raspberry. You do get a little fruitiness with it, which is quite nice. So what we're going to do, it has its own tablet. So this one is actually Bluetooth, plus it has its tablet, so you can download the Artisan software and run it on a MacBook or a PC or something like that. But I just use the tablet, it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on, just round the back. It's a little switch here. So that's going to power it up. And basically, so this is going to be turning on now. And if you have a look at this, you should be able to see it has like loads of like little graphs and little bits like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually load up one of the roasts that I did with this bean previously, and I'll show you what it does basically, because I've already got a roast out of it that I really like, and then you can save that profile, so you can save the roast. So let me show you that. So if I go to load curve, I've got all my little ones, and this is the Wilton bean, so I've said it's better. I did a Nubit one, and then I load that up, and then basically I go to auto roast down here on the screen, if it will let me. It's a bit sensitive down there. There you go, auto roast, and then I just hit start heating. And what that's going to do, I'll show you. It started heating up an element inside here, and basically, if you have a look here, there's a little trap door. This is how you get rid of the beans. But in there, it started like a little tumbler, and it started heating up. So if I point you down just here, you can see that this is where you put your beans and you drop them in. You can see inside there the elements heating up, and if you have a look on here on the screen, it's already heating up. So we're at what, already at environmental temperature 75, bean temperature would be 50 degrees. The fire is set to 100. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good, so the sun's not on it. Fire is set to 100, smoke nothing, so there's nothing in there, and the roller's running at 40. So what will happen is when I want to start the roast, I'll hit charge, and that will start the roast, and then basically the temperature will drop slightly. Let me put this down. The temperature will drop slightly inside the chamber, and what it's going to do is it's going to follow this red curve here, and it's basically the fire is going to match to follow that red curve, so the rate of rise of the beans is going to follow that curve. So check it out. Whilst that's heating up, I'm going to go inside and make coffee. So let's go make a brew from the beans that I've basically got left from the last batch. This is my coffee machine set up. It's sort of underneath my stairs in my house. I've got a Marzocco Micra machine. I've got a Turin DF 83 grinder, 83mm flatbed grinder, and I've got like a little station here. Got Optimus over there in the corner, and we have Bowser up there looking after my pizza books. So, okay, first things first, I'm going to weigh up my beans. I like to put 17 grams in because I've got a 17 gram basket in here. This is a bottomless portafilter, and this is 17. It comes with a 17 and a 14 gram one by one. So I've got this little magnetized little bit to save me mess, and I'm just going to put that into the grinder. I've got my beans here, peddling power beans, and we're going to weigh out just 17 grams into here. That's 12.5, 16.8, probably just need another 2. There you go, 17.2, there you go, that'll do. Right, so I'm gonna just adjust this because it was running a little bit fast before. There you go, look, we're on the espresso setting here, just under 20, between 20 and 15. So if I pop the top on there, drop the beans inside here, pop the top back on, and if I press this button on the side here, we get a lot of noise, but we get our beans out. You see that? It comes out pretty quick. And then this thing's got like a little bellow on the top here, just pushes the air through to make sure everything's out. And then we're done. Basically, we have our beans nicely ground. Just look at that. So I normally put them on here, give that a bit of a tap, get rid of that. We now have our distribution tool. This is quite heavy, so we put that on there and we just give it a spin, and that's going to help push down and distribute the beans. If you look at that, nice and flat. And then I've got this force tamper. So it's a bomber force tamper from Puckit Coffee, and I basically just push down until it clicks, and that has put 30 pounds of force, which is the perfect tamp pressure. And if you have a look, you've got these nice little tamped puck there. That then goes into here. There we go, we can lock it in, give it a nice little twist. So I've got my scale there. I want to get like 34 grams out in about, so I've gone 17 in and I want to get 34 out in about 30 odd seconds. So what I've got, I've tarred it. I'm going to slide this across, I'm going to hit go on the timer, and the shot is going to start to pull. So if you have a look under here, see I'm getting a really nice little shot coming out. Zoom in slightly, you can see that, look at that, like caramel, chocolate gravy. Here we go, and there we go, we're at 20, 28, 30, 31, there you go, just over 34. In 28 seconds I've got 36 grams, so a little bit too much in the time, but if you have a look at this, that beautiful espresso, nice crema on there. So we're going to dump that up top, and I'm going to pour some milk. Okay, let's get my milk out, move my scale out of the way. Organic whole milk, I'm not into all this oat and all that, so full on cow juice for me. I always use organic or decent one. It's got a lot of power on the steamer, so just going to drop this in. And we're going to aerate the milk a little bit, get some big bubbles in it, and then we're going to make like a little vortex. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get a decent pour out of this. Milk's nice and textured, just going to swirl this around a little bit. I'm going to drop it in from a height, make a nice little canvas for our art. And there you go. A little bit thicker than I'd like, but still got a decent looking big fat latte art kind of thing. I mean, these are big cups, quite a bit of milk in there. So let's go roast some coffee. Right, there we go, we're back outside. Okay, this is properly heated up now. We're running at like 202 degrees. The target is 203 at this point. So this thing only needs a preheat of like 5 minutes. We're just going to make sure, this is our we can check on our beans with this here. You slide it out. Going to make sure that's pointing down. Going to make sure our window is closed. And we're going to weigh out some beans. So, because this is like technically a sample roaster, it does 200 grams at a time. So, and that's its like max capacity. So we're just going to turn our scale on. We're going to scoop up about 200 grams. $1.98, that'll do. So these are the green beans. Have a look at these. See that? That's what they look like. They're quite heavy. They smell like seedy. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop them. We're going to hit charge on the roaster, and we're going to drop the beans in. So check this out. Bring you in a bit closer so you can see this. Okay, right. So we're going to hit charge. So start roast, and we're just going to drop the beans in, and now they're in the tumbler. So let me show you this. So you see the beans, they're tumbling around in there. And essentially the roasting has started now. So if we have a look at the tablet, let me point it up here actually. Have a look at the tablet, what's happened is, you see the red line is dropping, so the bean temperature's dropped. The fire is on, it's currently on manual, the smoke has gone up and the rollers have gone up to 100%, so the rollers are running at 100. And I like these beans, so the roast on these beans, I've been taking to about 203, 204 degrees, and it's been taking about 11 minutes and 15 seconds. I've been hitting first crack, I think at about 9 minutes on this, and that's when the beans have their first little crack. So if you have a look, it's just dropping, it's going to level out. So it's leveled out a bit quicker than it did before. So we're arrived at the temp back point, and now it's just going to go into auto fire mode, and it's just going to try and follow that curve basically. I can just let it do its own thing now. I know that in like 9-10 minutes time I need to come and I need to turn on the cooling switch. See down here there's a couple of pretty heavy duty little cooling fans that when the beans drop into here they start cooling, and what actually happens is on the underside under here there's like a little tray, and this tray catches the chaff, catches like the little like chaffy bits that come off of the beans as they're roasting. As they hit a certain point they kind of like open up, and all the little like bit on the outside, and it falls down and collects into the bottom there. So if you have a look here, we're almost 2 minutes in. We're at a rate of rise of 5.7, 5.2, 5.5. I normally try and get a rate of rise of about 6 to 7 when I'm doing a new roast. That seems to get me what I'm after. These, I like quite a chocolatey sort of vibe coffee, something quite sweet. And that's why I go for these. This Columbia one's quite nice. It's got the flavours of praline, raspberry, praline and milk chocolate. I like the chocolatey, caramelly, kind of fudgy vibe. So yeah, I generally take them not too dark, not too light, just a little bit past first crack. Normally about 203, 204, 205 degrees, something like that. And I basically roast coffee every few days. So I'm just going to have a little bit of this. Right, we're at 108. Rate of rise is at 4.5, 4. It's going to level out. You see, it's finding the line again. So it's it was off the line, and now it's going to sort of auto manage the fire. You see, I don't know if you can see, it's flicking between 50, 40. And then up and down, it's gone down to 30, 65, and it's just managing that heat inside to stick to that curve. It's really clever. And whilst that's roasting, just doing its thing over there, I might as well show you my outdoor kitchen setup. So I've got like this sort of pizza making table. My little boy's he kept snails for a while, and I've just kept the box there. I was putting my camera on it. I've got like this outdoor kitchen set up. This thing's on wheels. It's really cool. It's from a guy called Robert that makes these. I think he's from like, is it Creative Outdoor Living, something like that. They actually it's a distributor. They sell Rockbox and Gosney ovens and stuff like that. But they bespoke make these tables. It's absolutely incredible. Things on casters. It's solid. It's got a marble top, and you get like your little pizza making sort of station here, toppings, condiment things here. You can have that on whatever side you want. You can even hold a gas bottle down there. So I've got my little plancher there, which is tabletop, which actually fits underneath to keep it out of the elements. That sits up there. Got my dome, and I've got my arc on my booster. That's just on a Keeta table there. So this is my nice little setup. I've got another small, just got some garden crap in that one. That's another little Weber thing, and that is actually an ice tub. I get inside that. That's my little ice tub. So I've got all my ovens on on quick connectors. These are all running on one bottle. You see this? It's all little quick connectors, so I can run them both off. So if I just want to connect up a different oven, I just these are sprung loaded. I just undo that, and I can plug something else in. But yeah, back to the roast. If you see them, so what we're looking for, we're 5 minutes in. What we're looking for is the dry end. So it's when they start to get rid of that green colour. So have a look at this. If you look, they're quite green still, and they'll start to turn yellow, and that's when you know you're basically at dry end, when they've sort of turned a yellowish colour. Okay, we're 6 minutes in. See, it's still following that curve quite nicely. We're sort of over halfway through the roast. Bean temp's 154 degrees. Rate of rise has gone up a little bit, so the fire management has dropped. So it was at 8.5, so it's gone down to 0. So it's just going to bring that rate of rise back down again. We're just going to give them a little look, and if you see, look, they're starting to turn brown and yellow off. So we're just gone past the dry end, which I don't need to mark because I don't really need to know. But if I bring you in, and you can see they've changed colour inside. So I'll show you this again. See that? They're starting to yellow, they've gone into a nice little colour, they're starting to brown off a little bit now. So it's 7 minutes. Tell you what, I'm going to park you here so you can see this. So we're at 7.5 minutes now. Bean temperature 161 degrees. It's following the curve quite nicely. Fire's just auto roasting basically, it's just doing its thing. You can see the colours sort of changing. We're going to a nice kind of light brown colour now. You have a look at that. Cool. And there you go, we lost one, never mind. If you like a lighter roasted coffee, you know, you pull them earlier. Like I say, I like to take them not too dark, sort of a medium, just past the medium roast is what I like. So we're at 8 minutes. So what you'll hear soon, you'll start to hear like a popping noise, and that's first crack. So you'll start to get that. I think it's normally about 180-ish degrees, something like that on the bean temperature. So, and you'll hear like a little popcorn noise. So listen out for that. If I actually put the microphone closer, you should be able to hear that in a second. You'll hear the popping noise. You can see the colours changing. 8 minutes 50, 180 odd degrees. And what I'm going to do is actually going to weigh out my next lot of beans, because I can drop the next lot in straight away. Do you hear that? There's a popping noise there. Let me get this closer. So there you go. I'm going to put the mic back on me. So there you go. That's the first crack. So we've hit first crack. So I might as well actually, I'm going to mark that here. So we're actually at 190 odd degrees when we hit that, and it's 9 minutes 40. So right now the heat level's dropped. Just take a look at how different the beans are now. Nice kind of brown colour. And they're cracking away. And you can mark when basically you don't hear the pops anymore, and you know when the first cracks has ended. And you can take them to second crack, but that's generally very dark roasted coffee, very bitter. Not the vibe I'm after. So we're at 10 minutes now. So we're just gonna keep an eye on this. 196 degrees, fire management's on 0 still, because what's happening now is as they crack, they're giving off heat. It's like some kind of thermo reaction that basically when they crack open, they just gives off little bursts of heat. So it's actually going to heat it up inside the chamber every time one pops. They're still going. We're at 197, 10 minutes and 43 seconds. We're hitting our target, right? So what I'm going to do now, you're going to hear a bit of noise because I'm going to start our cooling switch. You can hear the little fans have kicked in now. So we're at 11 minutes. We're looking at about 98 degrees. I'm going to take these to 203. We're at 199. So we're just going to get ready. 200 degrees. 201. So it's telling me to drop the beans because it's at my normal time, but obviously we're not quite there yet. We're at 202. 203. We're at 203. So I'm going to drop them. Here we go. Going to hit drop. Going to hit end roast. And there you go, there's our coffee, done. I'm going to close that up. We're going to hit start heating. So that's going to start us all back over again. And I'm going to drop the new ones in. So I'm going to hit charge. And we've gone straight into starting a new roast. So I'm going to let them cool off a little bit, but let me show you this. So there is our freshly roasted coffee, and it's getting really, really blown. You can feel the air coming through there. It's really, really cooling it down straight away. You look at that. Beautiful, nice even roast. Beautiful looking beans. So yeah, so that one's going to cool off. So that's it. So like literally for the next, what, I'm going to probably roast for about half hour or so, maybe 40 odd minutes, and I'll have quite a lot of coffee beans that's going to keep me going for quite a while. If any of you guys are interested, it's really quite cool. If you're into your coffee at home, it's actually a lot cheaper as well. So generally, if I buy roasted beans from like online or somewhere like that, I remember recently I went to a localish coffee shop and I bought 1 kilo of their blend of beans, and it cost me £35. That 5 kilo bag there of green beans was £10 a kilo, and you can get it cheaper, or you can buy some like really nice single origin stuff if you want to get fancy, and you can buy all sorts. You can start blending your own. You can get a few different things in, and you can kind of make your coffee your own. It's really cool. Obviously the roaster is an expense, but it's enjoyable for me. I enjoy the process. I enjoy sort of like going through this and figuring it out for myself. And at the end of the day, I've basically always constantly got fresh beans on the go. Like, I mean, these will come good after a few days. They need to like degas, as it were. The darker you roast, the quicker that process is, because you've essentially like you've taken them darker. They're giving off like, I think it's giving off carbon dioxide basically. Yeah, so like the darker you roast them, the more like carbon dioxide's given off, I think. I'm not really sure, someone correct me. And basically the quicker you can use them. So the lighter roasts need degassing for a lot longer. They could take up to like 2 weeks before they sort of come good. So mine seem to be coming good after like 5-6 days, something like that. They're like, it's crazy. You can start making coffee with them, but if you make it, I could make coffee with that bean straight away, but all that would come out would be like would just be gassy stuff. It'll be really creamy, like massive amount of crema, and it won't taste that great. But it's crazy because every day you make a coffee with them, that crema sort of decreases because there's less gas, there's less air in them because they're degassing. So that's why on the little bags of coffee they get that little degassing valve on the back, and that's to basically let that out. So it's like a one-way valve, so it doesn't let air in, it lets the gas out. So when you're in the shops, and if you go and buy a bag of beans and they're all puffed up and they're all puffy, that means the degassing valve isn't working and it's not letting it out. So don't buy those beans. Buy the ones that are like nice and soft and you can squeeze it and you can smell the coffee out of. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you do want to get one of these things, then let me flip it around. One of these cool ass coffee roasters, then check out Puckit coffee roasters. I will put the link in the description. He sells all different style ones. I'm probably going to get a bigger one because you know what, I might even start selling these beans because a lot of people seem to be interested in buying them. Yeah, Puckit coffee roasters. He sells the roasters and all the coffee gear that I've kind of got there, like the tamper, the tamping mat and things like that, and the force tamp, the distributor. He sells all those things. And you too could be making, let me turn off the cooling switch now because they've cooled off. You too could be making your very own banging coffee beans that look just like this. Look at them, beauty. So I'm going to basically bag these up and make some coffee in the coming days with my new beans. So yeah, like I said, hope you enjoyed that. Hope that was helpful. That's how I make my coffee, and that's how I make a coffee. So have a lovely day. Bye.